my name is Sydney. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over some of the books that are on my summer TBR, and I'm also going to be recommending you guys some books that I think are perfect summer reads. We are going to start out with the books that are on my summer TBR, and the first book I actually don't have, and that is The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. That book actually comes out on June 16th, so very, very soon. But if you guys don't know, Ashley Poston is one of my all-time favorite authors, and I am so excited to read her new book. I will be first in line at the bookstore to pick this up on release day. To be completely honest, I don't even know too much about this book. I just know that she's coming out with a new book and I will be buying it and I will be reading it because, again, she's one of my all-time favorite authors and anything she writes I will be reading. So I am very, very excited for that book to come out. And I also feel like the cover of the book is giving very much like spring, summer vibes, so I think it's going to be a perfect read for the summertime. Next up, we have American Fantasy, and this is a newer release. What I know about this book is that the setting is actually on a cruise ship, and a little quote from the inside of the book, it says, "What if your teenage fantasy came true after you were an adult?" So I'm pretty sure we have our main character and her sister are on a cruise, and there just so happens to be this iconic boy band from when they were younger. I guess it's giving them all of the nostalgia vibes, and maybe there will be a romance. But it is a fairly short book, so I feel like this is going to be a really quick and easy summer read. This next book is by an author that I feel like screams summer, and that is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I have never read anything by Carly Fortune, and whenever I see her books, I just immediately feel all of the summertime vibes. So I think this is going to be the perfect summertime read. And honestly, I don't even know anything about this book, but I am very, very excited to read it and get into the hype of Carly Fortune. And who knows, maybe if I end up really liking her writing, I'll pick up another book. This actually got picked up. It says on here Every Year After is now actually a series on Amazon Prime. And I'm going to probably watch that series after I read this book because I'm pretty sure it is based off of this book. If you have watched it, definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments on that. But I am so excited to read the book and then watch the show. Hopefully I will love Carly Fortune as much as everybody else does. The next book I have is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone, who is one of my favorite authors. And I am so excited to read this book by her. The cover I absolutely love. It is giving spring, summer vibes, and I just think the cover is so, so cute. I don't know too much about this book, but I do know that I love Cara Bastone's writing and the books that I have read from her so far. So I am sure that I'm also going to love this book just as much. But the back does say a surprise pregnancy leads to even more life-changing revelations in this heartfelt, slow burn, friends to lovers romance. So I feel like this book is going to be right up my alley. And you'll also notice that every single book except for one is going to be a romance, just because I feel like the summertime is peak romance reading season for me. So you will definitely notice a theme. Next up, we have Just Friends by Haley Pham, and I feel like this cover just gives summertime. They're literally like sitting on a beach in front of the ocean. So of course, this is going to be one of the books that is going to be on my TBR for the summertime. But if you don't know, Haley Pham is actually an OG YouTuber. I grew up watching her, and if you have delved into the realm of BookTube, then you would know that she has actually been a booktuber for quite some time now, and obviously she wrote a book. And I have seen a lot of mixed opinions on this book, but I'm really excited to read it, and I feel like it is so cool that a booktuber actually wrote a book. The next book on my summer TBR is The Love Haters by Catherine Center. Again, this cover, very much giving summertime. I have read a couple of Catherine Center books so far, and I do like them. I feel like they are very fun, fast-paced, and enjoyable romance reads for me, and I feel like they're also good books that can kind of like help you get out of a slump because of how fast-paced they are. And I also think that they're just like a fun time. They don't take too much brain power, so I feel like they're also good like palate cleanser books. So I'm very excited to have this on my TBR. If I'm being completely honest, I know absolutely nothing about this book, but I saw it and I thought perfect to add to my summer TBR. So here we are. The next book I also know absolutely nothing about, but when I saw the cover at Barnes & Noble, I knew I needed to pick it up, and that is Heart's Landing. I am so in love with this cover with the little sprayed edges. It is so cute. On the back, it says, "Four friends made a promise to live one night like it was their last. That night changed everything." And then down here it says, "Sexy, heartfelt, and steeped in small town charm, Heart's Landing is a story of forgiveness, friendship, and finding the family who loves you no matter how far you wander." So I feel like maybe it might be found family. I am so excited. Again, this is just such a cute cover. And when I looked it up on Goodreads, there was barely any reviews, but all of the reviews that were there were really good. And who knows, maybe this author will be one that I end up enjoying. Another book that I picked up solely because of the cover and the vibes that it was giving was Our Secret Summer by R.S. Gray. It says, "Sun-soaked days, wild nights, a love she never saw coming." There's also a quote that says, "A sun-soaked escape brimming with sizzling chemistry and emotional depth. R.S. Gray sweeps you off to Ibiza and makes you never want to leave." Sounds good to me. So we will see how I end up liking this, but of course, I saw the cover, it was giving me summertime, so I picked it up. This next book is the only fantasy book on my summer TBR because I feel like fantasy books give me fall and winter vibes, but this one I believe is set kind of in the springtime, and that is The Rose Bargain. And I have heard so many people talk about this book recently, and I am so excited to read it. I've heard that it gives kind of like Bridgerton vibes. It's set in London in 1848. This is definitely going to be something new that I have never read anything like before. And to be completely honest, I don't know too much about it, but I'm excited based off of everything that I have seen from other people all over the bookish community. The last book on my summer TBR is Picking Daisies on Sundays, and I'm sure you probably have already seen this cover, but it is so freaking adorable. I absolutely love it. And again, I don't know too much about this book, but I do know a lot of people have read it and liked it. On the back, it says she had always longed for love until she fell for her childhood best friend. So it's seeming like this might be childhood friends to lovers. We will see. Those were all of the books on my summer TBR so far. And now we are going to talk about the book recommendations I have for you guys that I think are absolutely perfect for the summertime. The first book we have is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I am sure almost all of you guys watching this video have either heard of this book or read this book. This book is giving like rivals to lovers, and both of our main characters are also writers, and they challenge each other to swap genres. Both of them write different genres, and they're both kind of like in a little rut with the books that they were working on. So they decide to swap genres and see how that goes together. Also, I feel like obviously the cover, the title, beach, hello, summertime, perfect. It's literally set in the summer and is giving all the vacation vibes. So I feel like this is a really good book to read on vacation. And I absolutely loved this book so much. So if you haven't read this book yet, I promise you this is going to be one of the most perfect books to pick up this summer. The next recommendation I have for you guys is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I absolutely love Abby Jimenez's writing. Every single book that I have read from her so far, I absolutely love. This has fake dating as well as kind of like they're trying to break a curse, because the two main characters, every single time they get into a relationship and they break up, their exes immediately find the person that they end up marrying, spending the rest of their life with. So they're trying to like break this curse throughout the book, and it is so fun. Our main characters have really good banter, and I just had such a fun time reading this book. And obviously, as you can tell, summer is literally in the title. And something else that I really love about Abby Jimenez is she always includes a dog in her stories, and it is just so cute. So if you guys haven't picked up really any Abby Jimenez book yet, more specifically this one because it's perfect for the summertime. I think you guys should definitely think about picking up one of her books for the summer. Next up, we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Again, one of my all-time favorite authors, and this is probably in the top 5 favorite books of mine. This book has magical realism in it, like all of Ashley Poston books, and this also is giving kind of like slow burn. So if you like more of a slow burn romance, I definitely think you guys should pick this up if you haven't already. And while it's not necessarily set in the summer, I just feel like this is one of the perfect romances to read in the summertime because it's like a cozy romance, and I don't know, it just gives me all of the feels. Again, I associate summer with romance books, so I think this is one of the most perfect books to pick up while you're on vacation or just cozying up in the house and are looking for a good book to read that is giving some summer romance vibes. This is the only book that I am recommending in the fantasy genre, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart. I recommend this, which is the first book, as well as just the whole series. I feel like it is giving like whimsy vibes, and I think that fits perfect with the summertime. And it is also giving like magic and kind of like fairy tale-esque, and I just absolutely loved this whole entire trilogy. It was so good. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard about this series just because it has blown up, and Stephanie Garber is one of my all-time favorite authors as well. So if you are looking for a really fun, bingeable, whimsy fantasy to jump into, I would definitely recommend picking up this book and the other 2 books in this trilogy because I think you will very much enjoy reading them in the summertime. We have another Emily Henry book, which is Happy Place, and this is giving the ultimate summer vibes, as you can tell from the cover. This friend group is on vacation, and the couple we are following is kind of giving very much second chance romance. Also, fake dating. Obviously, if you guys have read this, you would know why. I love the friendships that we get to see with both of the main characters and this friend group throughout the book, and I just love how the whole entire story itself just unfolds from beginning to end. It is so good. And of course, the setting being a friend group on vacation is perfect for the summertime, and the town that they're in on this vacation is kind of giving a little bit like small town vibes, but I absolutely love it. I feel like some of the activities that they do is just like the perfect ultimate summer bucket list. We have another Emily Henry book, and that is People We Meet on Vacation. If you guys don't know, this is actually now a movie on Netflix, which I highly recommend you guys watch after you read the book. It is so cute, and the book is just so freaking good, and I feel like the movie is probably one of the best book to movie adaptations. So definitely read the book first and then go watch the movie. This is friends to lovers, opposites attract, and also kind of like slow burn because we get to follow the main characters on their like shared vacations, road trip type things throughout their friendship, and then obviously into a relationship. And it is just so cute. I love both of our main characters. Again, I think this is also such a good book to read during the summertime. Obviously, vacation in the title. Vacation is giving all of the summer vibes. So please pick this book up and then go and watch the movie. Next up, we have Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, and I loved this book. I read this last year, and I am so excited to continue to read some more books by this author. I just haven't had the chance to pick any of them up yet, but I promise you I will be reading more from her because I loved this book. I feel like this is a little bit more of a different summer romance book just because our female main character is kind of further along in life. She already has kids and she already has a kind of established life, but she is missing that romance aspect, and it is just so freaking good. And we're also getting a little bit of like small town vibe, so if you enjoy that trope, I think this is a really good book to pick up. On the back it says a bingeable 5-star read, and that quote is from Abby Jimenez. It also says benefits of a summer romance: it's always fun, always brief, and no one gets their heart broken. Carly Fortune actually also has a quote on the back of this, and it is an unput-it-downable love story about the messiness of life and lust. Anything Annabelle writes, I'm reading it. So if she's reading it and I feel like she seems to be the queen of summer books, of course, you should also pick it up. We have another Abby Jimenez book, and that is Say You'll Remember Me. Again, the little dog on the cover, because she always includes a little dog in her books. But this book is long distance. There's also kind of a little bit more of heavy topics, like stuff that happens in our female main character's family. But I really enjoyed being able to see how both of the characters deal with this on top of their long distance relationship. And I just think it is so good. It is definitely very bingeable, and I think it is like perfect for the summertime. And it was just such a good read. Again, I absolutely love Abby Jimenez's writing. I feel like there are some very relatable things that happen throughout the story. So I definitely recommend that you guys pick this up and give it a try if you haven't read it already. Next up, we have Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone. Guys, holy crap, this was my first 5-star read this year and my first ever Cara Stone book, and I absolutely loved it. This book definitely has some heavier topics that are covered, so I would recommend looking up trigger warnings. This was definitely like a mixture of very emotional yet funny and good banter between our main characters. And I just absolutely loved it. I truly feel like this book is like a work of art. And if I could have you guys read one book out of this whole entire video, it would probably be this book, because that is how much I enjoyed it. We do get strangers to lovers and a slow burn romance. And also, even though, like I said, there are some a little bit heavier topics covered, I feel like in the end I was left with like a good feeling, and honestly it like made me really hopeful for a lot of things. And I feel like that is just such a good feeling to have, obviously anytime, but I want to feel all the good vibes in the summer. So even though those heavy topics are in there, I feel like it's combated by all of the good feelings that I get from this couple and the way that our main character is able to grow and find strength in herself. It is just so amazing, and I need everybody to pick up this book. The last recommendation I have for you guys is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This book is actually set at a summer camp, so I feel like that is obviously perfect for the summertime. And we have like friends with benefits going on, as well as forced proximity. Both of our main characters are camp counselors at this summer camp, and neither one of them knew that the other was going to be there. This book just really gives all of the summertime vibes with being outdoors and being at a summer camp. And this is, I believe, the second book in an interconnected trilogy by Hannah Grace. And I don't think you have to read the first book in the series to jump into this book. And I just think it's so fun. Again, I love the setting and I really enjoyed the characters. So 100% pick up this book. I will say it is a little bit more spicy, and I think it is a perfect book to pick up in the summertime. Those were all of my summer book recommendations, as well as all of the books on my Summer TBR. If you guys are going to add any of these books that I recommended today to your Summer TBR, definitely let me know in the comments. And also let me know if you guys have read any of the books that I talked about that are on my Summer TBR, and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments, because I would love to know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to stay tuned for more videos from me, and happy reading!